Hello! Welcome to Tales of Initiative. We are rocking and rolling with Tabletop Test Kitchen. I am your host for this evening, Matt, and oh my goodness, have we got a wild and crazy night for y'all this evening. But before we get it going, before I have my incredible players introduce themselves, first off, let me get some of our business out of the way. We have some sponsor links, some sponsors running in the chat. Some of which are Into the AM for graphic tees. We have a GameStop affiliate link for all your gaming needs. If you want some TTRPG content and supplies, Day 20 TTRPG. We have Level 1 Gamers for merch and swag and stuff like that. So, y'all, please check it out. It helps us out.
Please.
Also, for as far as the content goes, tomorrow, uh, if you're not caught up, you definitely should be. Vangalia is gonna be rocking tomorrow. We have TPK on Mondays, Total Party Chaos, as well as Tails Does Tales. And next Tuesday, we have my fellow co-host Rosie, who's going to be rocking some more Tabletop Test Kitchen, showing off another incredible new game. And speaking of new games, I know I ran Flabbergasted for y'all last time too, but of course, I have so many incredible friends, so many incredible players that I just wanted to play more. I just wanted to rock and laugh and roll with y'all some more. So, without any further ado, let's get into our player introductions. So, for each of you,
Woo.
could I get your name, your pronouns, uh, whatever you have to promote, where people can find you, and then your character name, character pronouns, and just a quick, like, one line blurb about your character. We'll start things off with Nate with Candace on deck.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nate. My pronouns are he, him. If you'd like to find me online, which is always the weirdest thing to say out loud. I will never not think that's funny to say out loud. Instagram primarily, Indie Nate, INDIE Nate. Work as a photographer during the day. Occasionally get the GM at night. It's fun. For today's game of Flabbergasted, I will be playing Thomas or Tom Lowell. They are the staff. They're 35. They work two different jobs because I felt like that'd be fun. Both front of house for a local theater and also kind of a bookshop, eccentric kind of novelty shop, I guess is the best way to put it. And I love that for my flaw, I picked Gullible, which will be a lot of fun.
Fantastic. I'm so pumped. And what were Tom's pronouns again, real quick? Sorry, I missed it.
Oh, he, him.
He, him. Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Nate. Let's jump over to Candace with Maia on deck.
Hello, everyone. My name is Candace, also known as Candace the Magnificent. My pronouns are they, she. You can find me at the Candace Marie on Twitter and Blue Sky, at Candace the Magnificent everywhere else. I do lots of TTRPG stuff. I'm a professional TTRPG performer, as well as a writer and voice actor. If you want to hear more of me, please check out the audio drama Partial Veil, wherever you catch your pods, as well as The Hidden North of Vazen AP on 12-Sided Stories, wherever you catch your pods, and then Girl by Moonlight. I have a bunch of stuff coming up, so just look at my stuff online on socials because I don't want to like waste everybody's time. I am playing Mariah Smo tonight. Mariah is 28, uses she, her pronouns. And I also picked Gullible. So we're in a pickle already. We haven't even started this game and we're in a pickle.
Phenomenal.
I'm going to, oh my God, my character's going to have fun with your guys.
So much heavy lifting. Mariah is an actor. I'm playing the bohemian archetype. She is a rich girl that is pulling herself up by her bootstraps. She only has the money that's in her allowance coffers. So she is so independent. And doesn't rely on anyone else to get what they need done. And they need to learn how to be a good actor. So far, they've charmed their way into being an ingenue, but now they really have to figure out how to get those chops for a big role. So they're going to be looking for inspiration any and everywhere, and it's just absolutely clueless.
Fantastic. Thank you
Clueless
so much,
actor. Okay.
Candace. Yes, let's go. And well, Maia, please tell the people who you are, who you're playing.
Hello, everybody. My name is Maia. She, her. What else? Promo stuff, you said.
Yes.
I am a GM as well. I love to GM. I like trying out different systems and like narrative based improv. I love digging into characters. Um, so yeah, I have a couple games that I'm running currently. On Sundays, I stream a City of Mist game, where I kind of not I don't torture my players, but you know what. I have fun, okay? And they better have fun too.
We're
No,
all
I'm kidding.
friends here. You can be honest. It's okay.
Yes.
We torture our players. Oh, it's the
Listen.
perk of the job,
Listen, if you want to be a GM, this is part of the contract. Anyway, so I love doing that. I have another podcast which is more like audio. It's more audio drama style, and I've went heavy, or at least heavy as I can, on ambiance and immersive sound design and stuff like that. For the Electric State, which is a new RPG by Free League. And it's based off of the Electric State art book by Simon Stollenhag, which is very, very evocative and apocalyptic, and it's very beautiful and strange, and it's so great. So those are my two big things. And then yeah, so if you have questions for me, if you want to reach out, Maia's Game Room on Twitter and Blue Sky Social, if anybody's using the new one that's out there. But those are the two big ways to reach out to me. And I'm talking about my character, right?
Yes. Your character pronouns, and just a quick little
Got it.
blurb about them.
See, I'm not sure if I have her voice yet, but I'm playing a character called Lydia Thorne, and she's 32 years old, and she is the occultist and very into the esoterica side of the world. She's very serious and takes everything very serious, especially her studies and her specialization, which is alchemy as well. So she's this type of esoteric scholar, and her flaw is her superstitious mind, of course. And I think if the other two people are gullible, this is gonna be fun. She's gonna tell you so much stuff, and you guys are just gonna believe her. Okay,
Yes.
this is a great partnership.
I may have intentionally picked gullible for this exact reason.
Oh my god, I love it.
Perfection.
Yes, she's a little creepy. She's a little
Mm-hmm.
off-putting. So yeah, and I was trying to figure out how this can all fit into the 1920s aesthetic, but we'll do our best. We'll have fun.
Yes. Let's go.
Yeah.
And for everyone who is unfamiliar, Flabbergasted is a comedic game. We're gonna be having a lot of laughs, a lot of fun. No real combat. Unless y'all really want to punch someone, then by all means. But
Okay.
but we won't have to worry about unleashing the beast with initiative as much in this system. Set in the 1920s without all the icky isms of the time, and let's just have a ball, y'all. So
Can I ask a clarifying question? When you say
Yes.
isms, like what do you mean? Because
like racism, sexisms, stuff like that, which in that time
wait,
period
what's that? What's racism and sex?
Oh,
I'm kidding.
I get
Whatever.
you. I get you.
No,
But
I thought
do
the world was
appreciate
perfect.
for clarity.
Gotcha. Okay.
But the city in which our adventure begins is, of course, the nebulous realm of Peccadillo, whether it's on the eastern United States or somewhere in the UK, an amalgam, a Simpsons Springfield-esque location. We zoom in. We
Springfield.
zoom in to well, Nate. Where is Tom right now? Where might be Tom relative to the club? Whether he's there or on his way or what? Well, what are you thinking, Nate?
I think they're at their job, possibly closing out for the day. Whatever time of day that is, I leave that up to you, Matt, because I feel like that could be fun. Could be morning, could be
Fantastic.
afternoon, could be evening, whatever works best. But I feel like they're definitely at this sort of shop that is both like kind of like a bookshop, but is also kind of just like weird novelties and knickknacks here and there as well. Probably just tidying things up and then getting ready to head out while someone else probably comes in and starts to take over for whatever time of day it is. It's a
Excellent.
nice basically rotation of just people working here and there. So
Great. Great. Okay. Excellent. And would you, as Tom is like clocking out, would you tell me what Tom looks like? Would you describe how he looks, what he might be wearing?
Tom is 35. They are about 5'10" in terms of height. For clothing, because Matt knows this, I love getting nerdy about fashion. Definitely newsboy cap of sorts is on. Nice sort of dark plaid vest with a nice sort of clean color underneath. By that I mean like probably just like either a white button shirt or maybe even a black shirt, depending on like what works best. My brain is thinking black because I think that would look better with a nice dark plaid. That's where my brain's going.
Dig it.
And then just a nice pair of slacks, nice pair of shoes, and maybe I'm not wearing them now, but maybe a pair of specs on just because it helps sell a good sort of look for the aesthetic for the store, but also, you need your reading glasses. Get up there in age, you definitely need your glasses. I know I do. I will definitely be putting mine on. Now that I said that.
I get
Up
it.
there in age, how old is he?
I mean, hey, 35. I'm also
funny. What are you
37 in real life, so I need my glasses.
I thought he was gonna say like
It's the
60-year-old.
1920s. Too.
Okay, I guess he did get older back
1920s
then.
too.
True.
Yeah,
He's like, get up in their age 35. Oh my god.
yeah.
To be fair,
They'll say
Don
that, but they'll
Draper-
also have some. The thing though is, I feel like they would say that, and then they would immediately be told off, be like, "You're 35. Be quiet. You're not that old." It's like I know.
In that time period, though, like
Yeah,
Don
yeah.
Draper
In that
was
time
supposed to be like 30 years old in Mad Men. So if that's 30 in the 50s,
That's
then
30.
I feel
Yeah,
like
which
what
is
you're saying is
wild.
more than fair,
Okay.
Yeah, which is always wild to remember about Mad Men too.
right? Like he's supposed to be like a
Yeah.
young man. Like,
I guess we should be married already.
yeah,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
we should.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh goodness. Great. Okay. So in this case, I'd say Tom, like as you're closing out, it would probably be late afternoon, approaching early evening, as you leave this little bookshop. Now I'm going to pan over. Candace, where might Maria be right now? Where is she relative to the club? What is she doing?
So, her name is definitely spelled in a way that you would think is Maria, but she always corrects people to Mariah because it's the
Oh.
fancier way to say it.
My
God.
apologies.
I feel like she would probably be in her flat, getting ready. I imagine her standing in front of a full-length mirror. The flat around her is far more elegant and upscale than you would think someone who is like a working performer at this time would have. Nothing in here is shabby. It's not opulent, right? It's not in, the fanciest part of town. But it feels, if you walked in there, you'd probably think this person was slumming rather than this is a person who's worked hard for what they have kind of thing. She stands in front of this mirror, kind of sizing herself up, and is trying to deliver lines. She has a little book in one hand, with cracked open, with the spine broken. She's like holding it in one hand and looking at herself in the mirror, doing lots of wild gestures, and kind of keeps checking it and then re-delivering the lines. She is about 5'9", 5'10" on the taller side. Very, very curvy, hourglass figure. Beautiful face, freckles, black features, kinky curly hair that she wears natural. kind of down her shoulders, but like pulled into a really elegant bun. The top half of it pulled into an elegant bun. Big dark eyes, full lips. And I think she like again, she looks even what she's wearing kind of that sort of more dropped waist hem dress kind of look, like the flapper style look. But has it like belted to show off her waistline. Has a deep V plunge. She's got some nice cleavage there kind of going. Probably more than the average person is reasonably allowed. Lots of fringe everywhere, along one of those long shawl kind of overcoat situations as well. And yeah, I think she's just kind of at one point she just gets completely lost in the text. She drops it on the ground, kind of stares at it disdainfully. It's a copy of Shakespeare's collected plays. She kind of like looks at it scornfully and then faints back on her chaise long, waiting for the time to arrive to go join people at her club.
Fantastic. In that case, the camera is gonna zoom out and zoom over to well, Maia. Where is Lydia right now? What is Lydia doing?
Lydia is already at the club, and she has multiple like esoteric books open in front of her, and she is reading and studying. She's looking down at all of them. Yes.
Excellent. May I ask?
Yes.
What does Lydia look like? What is Lydia wearing?
Right. Well, Lydia has she has dark brown skin, and her hair is up in a kind of messy bun. She has dark hair, and her eyes are dark too. She's not frowning, but it always just looks like she's a little bit unblinking and super focused. And she has one brown eye and one blue eye, but she wasn't born that way. And it's a little bit off-putting because people of this, this is not natural, this type of eye color to happen.
Oh.
And she has like a dark lip on, kind of like, it's not black, maybe it's like a dark brown on her lip, eyeshadow. And she's wearing this kind of, how do I best explain it? This dark long sleeve dress, and it has frills that come up around her neck, frills on the shoulders a little bit as well, nothing too extravagant. And then it's kind of Victorian actually. But she's not she's not wearing a corset or anything like that. But these kind of gold buttons that lead up to like the frills in her neck, and the dress goes all the way down to her ankles, and she's wearing these kind of like black kitten heels, and she is reading her book, and you see her just kind of like talking to herself. And she's saying, to summon what lies beneath and beyond, light must give way to shadow. And just talking to herself. Yes. And shadow to the unknown. Fear not the dark, for it is a true cradle of all creation. She's just talking to herself as she's reading. Yeah.
Hey, can I have a question for you, Maia?
Yes.
Okay, when Lydia is reading,
Yeah.
how absorbed does she get? Like, would she notice if someone enters a room whilst she is, waxing poetic here?
If they were very loud, yeah. But if someone kind of came in normally quiet, then no. She's very much involved and absorbed in her studies. Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Almost, she's like almost trance-like.
Oh, I dig it. In that case, as you call out that light must give way to shadow, there's a gentleman that has been sitting there for a minute, who is wearing glasses. He's got black hair, gelled tight to the head, white button-up shirt, black suit, and he's I would say that initially when he entered, he was about to say something, but then perhaps sees how absorbed you are, how immersed you are. he stays silent, and then he hears what you say, and then he's maybe a little baffled, maybe a little confused. But then you would eventually overhear, perhaps in a pause, just a little
The
clearing of the
stars.
throat.
The stars themselves carry the ancient And then she looks up. Hello.
Hello there. I I I'm sorry. I'm a little nervous. Uh,
Why are you
my
nervous?
uh uh because my name is Dexter, and I need your help. Um, I'm nervous for a lot of reasons, and right now it's because I don't talk to a lot of people.
I don't talk to a lot of people either.
Oh, we share that in common. It's nice to meet you.
And then just a small nod. Lydia.
I'm Dexter, and he'll extend a hand to shake.
She stands up to go shake your hand. There's an old belief that the space between 3 and 4 a.m. is called the witching hour. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't. It's very fascinating. What happens during the witching hour?
It's when the veil between our world and the next is at its thinnest. Ever wonder why you wake up then with that uneasy feeling like you did last night?
How did you know?
And she just stares at you with the wide.
And I'd say that like he
God.
starts to panic, and maybe that is the moment in which the door opens, and our party is reunited as Maria / Mariah and Tom converge upon this quivering mess who is panicking before Lydia.
You see that Lydia is a little too close to his face, and she still has not let go of his hand as you make your way in.
And like Dexter has started hyperventilating a little bit, to the point where you see his glasses fogging up a little.
Tell me the name of your great-grandmother on your mother's side.
Oh, uh, Dan? I don't know. I
Odd
don't
name.
know. I'm
Odd name
sorry.
for a lady.
I'm
You're
scared.
It looks like we've rather walked into an uncomfortable situation. Should we come back another time?
No, please help me.
You need help. It looks like you're boring this lovely person rather to death.
Time is a
What?
construct, as I've told you many times, Mariah.
Oh, time is a construct? I'm learning
What does
so
he
many new
want from
things.
you?
She sits down bored of Dexter already.
Mariah sits like way too close. There's a ton of space to sit. She sits right next to you and then loops her arm into your arm like conspiratorially. So what does he want with you? What is all of this? He's shaking like a leaf. Did you say something dreadful?
Tries to take her arm out. I told you the concept of personal space, didn't I?
Yes, but I mean, now that we've known each other for some time, I
Right.
thought personal space means people that you are personal with in your space.
Semantics, I guess. This man Dexter needs our help. Apparently, he does not know his own great-grandmother's name. Dreadful.
You said your great-grandmother's name is Dan.
Yeah, it's the first name I could think of. I'm very scared and nervous.
What?
I have no idea why. It's quite strange.
Remember, big, deep breaths in and out are good for the body.
Thank you. Okay. I heard about your club, and I understand that you're quite the travelers. Um, I I've got a job working for Lucille Lawrence. I'm the heir of the Lawrence fortune. And yeah, right? Uh and I really want to do a good job, and I figured if I got some experts who have a good reputation in the travel realm, that maybe you could help me give them a good impression.
I usually only travel between the realm of the living and the dead. But I
Hey,
would like
that's
to travel to more places, of course.
yeah.
What do you want? A
Dexter?
recommendation letter?
Yes.
No, I so I've set up a party, a little shindig, and uh I figured that maybe if you could go in and make sure that people have a good time. I'm supposed to be in charge of basically everything to do with entertainment, so if you can make sure things go off without a hitch, and if maybe I was a little misguided in some choices, that you could steer it the right way.
I wonder if I can bring Victor. As she looks at Mariah.
I mean, I don't see why not. I'm all for it as long as I can tag along. She puts her arm back in your arm again.
Yeah. See that? Kind of stiffens up a little bit.
I have a notepad out asking, what specifically do you need us to do at the party? Just so I can have the details written down, please. Just want to make sure specifics are so wonderful.
Yes. So I set up musicians. There's a pool party going on. There's delightful food, and you see how I am when it comes to talking to people. If you could talk to people instead of me, that would be nice. Maybe you could put in a good word for Dexter, and if I can get this job, I might be able to swing some cheap tickets for y'all in the future for more travel.
Dexter, darling, I hate to break it to you, but nothing cheap goes on in my travels. You're so lovely, though. Perhaps a voucher I could use towards something like maybe first class.
Yeah. I could give you a discount on first class.
Lovely. She like leans over to Lydia. I
Yeah.
will need to wear a disguise at this party. I don't want to be seen by the hostess or whoever this is that he's trying to impress. No reason, really. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to ask any additional clarifying questions. I would just rather not.
And why would you want to hide your true self?
Well, because I'm an actress, you see. That is what I'm supposed to be doing here. That's why I talk to you all the time. And she like pulls a little, like she has like a little hand satchel purse, and she pulls a little notepad out of it, and there's just pages of notes and like badly drawn sketches of you. I'm working on my characters.
I'm still quite concerned of your study of me. I'm not some monkey at the zoo.
No, but you are the most interesting person I know. I don't think you can argue.
Thank you. Slight blush.
She like looks at the other people in the room like, like for affirmation.
I mean, you're not wrong. Also, you've added so much more to that notebook since I last saw it.
Listen, it's funny. You are not an actor, but I did learn quite a bit from you. You keep a good set of notes. So I've been trying to do my best, but I don't always know what is important to write down and what not to write down. So I've written like Lydia's last like 4 lunches that I've seen her have. I don't know how it's going to be handy, but it'll reveal itself in time.
It's all been steak, but at different temperatures. Yeah. So you'd be like,
Oh my
today
God.
is medium rare.
Feeling feral today, rare.
Ooh, risque, medium well.
You see some quick notes. I dare say that's not cooked at all. Yes.
All right.
Okay. Dex.
So it sounds like y'all are on board.
What is the address again? But also, what time? Like right now, or in the next few minutes now, or an hour now? I'm just going to keep saying now because that sounds important.
The sooner the better. People are lining to get up onto the ship as we speak. So
If we leave now, I have no time to notify Victor.
if you could tell me where to find him, I could go get him for you.
Well, he lives in a distant city.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
We've been together for a very long time, although they have never met him. I assure you he's a real human man.
Okay, that's very reassuring. If
Of course.
you can give me the details, I'll exchange the address to get to the docks for the ship. And I'll take Victor's address and I can go look for him.
Well, actually, I would feel more comfortable if I did not give you his address.
Oh, how do you want me to find him?
I will contact him.
Okay. All right.
He is a real man.
Oh, okay. Yep, you said that. A real human man. Okay.
Mariah is emphatically
behind.
nodding and blinking a lot.
I was gonna say, I'm right behind you, nodding my head like, yeah, they're real.
Great. So then, how might y'all want to get to the cruise ship? I'd say it's probably just 10 minutes walk from where your club is, but if you have other means of transportation that you would prefer, then please let me know.
Does Mariah have a vehicle?
Mariah absolutely has a driver.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like y'all step outside. By the time we get outside, because we're leaving directly from here, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. So the second we step outside, you see Mariah tearing at this dress, right? Like pulling on some of the fringe, like trying to just make it look a little shabbier. She has one of those long cigarette holders with the cigarette in it, right? The long gestury kind. She like takes the cigarette out and like burns a couple of holes in there. She tears like a couple of like lines up the back of her back seam stockings, just to look a little sloppier. And then like takes out a compact and starts like going to work on her face, like overlining the lips and like putting like a little bit of like dark under here. Like she keeps kind of looking over at you, Lydia. I don't know how you manage to look so glamorous and so gloomy all the time. It's really quite a gift. I have no talent for it.
I don't understand your obsession with your appearance.
Oh, well, I mean, it's quite simple, really. Your appearance translates into how nicely people treat you. I learned this at a very young age. I had quite a homely friend, a very nice person. Didn't get nearly as many opportunities as me, despite her family being a little bit more rich. I may or may not anticipate seeing someone like that tonight. It is very clear that the person Dexter is trying to impress is probably someone Mariah knows from her past life.
Oh.
And is doing everything she can to be as different as possible because she does not want to be found out.
Great.
So like the makeup is like garish
Yeah.
at this point, like way too much blush. Just
Fantastic.
awful.
Okay.
Can we call the driver Jacob? Can he just older man?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Lydia's going to
course.
sit in the front with Jacob.
Oh, Lydia, you don't have to. You know what? You
That's
are a
bad.
woman who knows her own mind. Do you?
Of course, I know my mind.
Miss Thorne,
Hello,
pleasure.
Jacob. Nice to meet you again.
nice to meet you again. It seems we've got quite a party this evening.
She reaches out to shake your hand. Ah, yes. And she's shaking it and she's looking at your palm and turns it up. Starts tracing the lines. Interesting,
This is
interesting.
highly unprofessional, Miss Thorne.
I don't know the meaning of the word. Yes. Yes.
I should be used to this by now, but alas.
Beware the watchers in the space between. They do not sleep, nor do they dream as men do. Their gaze is upon those who dare tread the path of the unseen. We are ready to go.
She lets go of your hand.
All right. And he'll like straighten up, dry his hands off,
They're what?
dry his hands off, and start driving.
And she's just looking outside, looking up. Is it like are the stars coming? Is it almost nighttime, like evening?
Yes, absolutely.
Great.
Yeah, I would say like this particular party is set to happen like amidst sundown, so you get the beautiful view over the water as music starts to play.
Okay.
But with a driver, it would take you maybe 3-4 minutes to get to the ship, and you would see that it's a pretty large ship. It is a cruise ship. On the sides, you would note that the writing is faded. It seems like it's been around for quite some time. Though the lettering, it says SS Light. That lettering does seem a little bit newer, though not so new as to be like, oh, they just did it yesterday, but it's not as faded as the rest of the ship looks. And you would see that there are people lined up to get on board. There's 2 lines. There's one that seems more people that are dressed very fancy, there for a party, whereas the other line has people with luggage, baggage. There's a delineation of there are some people going on for a cruise and some people simply here for the party. Now, I will add, and this is a detail that Mariah would be very aware of. Miss Lucille Lawrence is 30-ish-year-old titan in the business industry. She inherited her grandmother's fortune after very quickly proving herself very adept and quick to act in any financial crisis or scenario. But here, well, Dexter, as he emerges from the car, he's gonna say,
Dexter got in the car too? I didn't know that he rode with us.
"Oh, if you want him to run, I could have him run."
No. I didn't know he was getting in the car. What is that next to him?
I feel like the entire time that we're in the back and you're up there talking to the driver, to Joshua, I think the 3 of us are back there, like, alternating. I don't know. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Nate, but I feel like we're like alternating between like bursts of really random conversation and then
Oh,
eavesdropping
100%.
silently.
Oh, 100%. Everything from talking about the latest play you've been reading up on to like what I've been doing at the shop, but also trying to get Dexter to open up about who they are, and they're probably
Yes.
not. So we're talking more and more, and probably they're getting more and more as time goes on.
Yes. And then like Mariah's got like an ear like cocked and is trying to like write down the things that she's hearing Lydia say while
God.
also having a conversation.
God,
The notes are terrible. Just terrible.
chicken scratch.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well then, after a bit of a quick ride, Dexter will lead y'all past the ticket takers at the front, past both lines. It does seem that the people who are checking people for their luggage and whatnot, they do look over at Dexter and give him a nod, but there is a level of contempt there. But Dexter will lead y'all in, and well, at this point, Dexter will simply say, "Isn't it magnificent?
What?
The
Exactly.
ship, the cruise ship. It's beautiful."
If you say so.
I do. Okay, so at this point, I would hate for the people inside to see us together and think that I hired you, even though I did. So, if we could part ways, and if we run into each other, I'll just pretend that, I don't know you.
I hate to pretend, though.
Rightly
Uh-huh.
so. We'll be fine. Go on, scamper off, enjoy your party.
Okay.
Don't know one another. Okay, got it.
Thank you.
You had to write it down.
All right.
The second Dexter is out of earshot, Mariah starts talking about new money and how it smells like it's all over the
There's
Her grandmother knew what she was doing, but clearly this person is, well, judgment has been impaired.
I know I may not look it, but I do want more money so that we can travel.
Yes.
We need money to travel.
Hopefully on a
Definitely.
much nicer ship than this, is all I'm saying.
Is this ship not nice? I'm not
Is
usually
it?
on them.
I mean, look at it.
I don't
It could be much grander. We're
Usually.
boarding alongside actual passengers for this party. That's nonsense.
Okay. And we should not be boarding with people? I don't understand. Should we be by
With-
ourselves?
With other partygoers, yes. Not with riffraff. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I remember I'm supposed to be among the common folk.
Yes.
I need to take a step back. I need to recenter. We don't know him, which is true. We know each other, which is true. What is it? What is the truth? Mariah, find the truth. And she starts to like talk to herself and just kind of pace while looking through her book.
There
Wow.
are truth in facts, Mariah. Would you like
Yes.
one?
Please, please, anything you have. You're so wise.
Is this where the gullible is coming into play?
Probably. Her eyes are
I'm
really
standing
big
there
and
patient.
puppy.
Yeah, and mine are too. As I stand there waiting, like what you're about to say.
You know, the number 13, it's very fascinating. Do you know why?
Ooh.
Because it's spooky.
It was once feared long before the superstitions you know today. In ancient times, it was said that the 13th soul at the gathering would belong to the other world. Do you understand?
Like to hell.
Exactly. Waiting for its chance to pull someone back in it.
And she goes in your face close as she.
Oh, God.
Oh
And-
my.
Now,
I hope that doesn't happen tonight.
well, there are more than 13 souls here, so we're fine.
All right, all right.
Goes to check what today's date is to make sure it's not the 13th.
It's the 12th.
Well, thank God it's the 12th.
It's the 12th? Good heavens, that means we must leave here by the time 11:59 shows up, or one of us could be passing on into the Great Divide.
I don't
Oh, no.
see the issue with that. I would still be able to talk to you.
Well, at least I'd have one friend.
Always the positive.
I will say, oh, go ahead, please.
No, I think I just go, don't leave me, and I throw myself on both of them. And, like,
Is this part of your role to be a hanger on, please?
Fixes her dress.
I will say too, I have a bag on me that if the two of you need anything, I probably have it because I'm just like, yep, I'm the one who is prepared. I brought all the things that we would probably need, and whatever you need, I would make sure you have it at the ready at the moment you need it.
I'm gonna ask for real dumb stuff. I'm just letting you know.
I mean, I'm all for that.
I'm only gonna ask for stupid stuff.
She's going to ask for like random. She's going to be like, do you have the powdered bone ash that I asked for last week?
Oh yeah, little tiny vial.
Easy.
Bloodroot petals and mercury tears. Thank you.
It's just like compartments and compartments in this bag that just don't make any sense. But yes, 100%.
Crushed black
Okay.
lotus. Perfect. Don't ask why.
So I will say that perhaps like amidst this back and forth when Tom goes to look at his bag, you will hear a voice from next to you, and perhaps this cuts through the conversation just a little bit more sharp for Mariah, because this is a voice that you would recognize from your past life, as well. You hear, that's quite the bag, and you would see a woman with a purple sun hat, a black ribbon around the base, and a little black band that comes down below the chin. She's wearing a purple dress. She's got black hair, but most of it is tied up underneath the hat. And this is none other than Lucille Lawrence. And she is just kind of making the rounds, making sure to greet everyone who's already in, and most of which are more so the who's who of Peccadillo, who've been able to make it in so quickly because they don't need to check the baggage necessarily. But Lucille, having walked up to you, Tom, that's quite the bag.
I mean, you never know when you'll need something at the ready.
Yes, I
Very good
agree
purchase.
completely. Might I ask well, for your name? I'm pleased to make your acquaintance.
Thomas.
Lucille, and she will extend a hand in much the way of like with the back of her hand up to invite a kiss on the back of it.
I will immediately do that because not so much the gullible, just more like culture and etiquette with that. By all means, yes, I would immediately do that, and even give it a slight bow as I do it as well. Pleasure to meet you.
Would you give me a culture and etiquette roll since
Watch me fail this; it'll be 10
adding in
times
a
funnier.
little bow?
You got this.
Yeah. I got a 5, so I got 1 success.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah,
Phew.
you're able to do so very, very smoothly, very stylishly. All three of you would note that there's just a little bit of a fluster beginning to rise up in Lucille Lawrence's cheeks. And she says, "Oh, and your friends. Hello. I'm Lucille Lawrence."
And Lydia has been she's a person who looks like she's lurking a lot of the time, but she thinks she's just standing there normally. And so she's kind of behind Thomas, and then she comes out from behind him. Lydia Thorne, a pleasure. She goes out,
Pleasure.
shake her hand. And she goes and she flips her hand over and starts to trace the veins on her hand. Interesting. And I would like to use one of my scene cues.
Oh, what is it? What is the CQ?
Intuition. I have excellent intuition, can read people inside out.
Fantastic.
You must, against your will, GM. No, I'm kidding. Director, you have to tell me an important fact about this person.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So what I will tell you is that like as you're tracing, you get the feeling of like there was recent loss, as though she's holding something back that hurts her immensely.
Okay. Can I ask why you are so sad? You are so deeply, deeply sad.
And you see her jaw drop, and she says, "I'm sorry. I know it's unprofessional of me. I thought I hid it well."
Not much can be hidden from someone who sees the truth.
Well, in that case, and she is going to take out a little slip of paper, which, if you don't mind, in our Discord, I'm going to share with y'all. But if you wouldn't mind reading it, you don't have to do the accent or anything. But yeah, this is what she will take out.
Oh, is that? It's the accent like. What is the accent? Is it? What is it? What's that British accent that's like super thick?
Cockney.
Yeah, is it Cockney?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I can't. I would offend so many British people.
Yeah, you don't have to do the accent, but if you wouldn't mind reading it out loud for the pleasure of our audience.
I'll do it. I'll try to do New York.
Okay, great.
Boy, Lucille, I can't stand the sight of you anymore. I found someone more fun. You always too snobby and uptight. Go on, get. Dorian. I imagine he's a douchebag.
Great.
Go on, get. It's rude.
Hey, can I? Okay, look, I finally remembered. I should have been doing this all this time, but I want to give you a lucky coin for doing that voice, please.
I was about to ask for a nomination.
Yes, fantastic. Okay, we're all on the same
lucky
page.
Coin. Hey. Okay.
Oh, Nate, you were muted.
I was going to say the same because my inner East Coast was like, yes, that was very good.
Perfect. Perfection.
Okay.
But like after noticing you've read it, she'll say, "Yes, on the night of this party, I just you can see why I'm a little distraught. I'd been with him for a few years now."
I understand. I also have a lover. His name is Victor.
Oh. Will you tell me about him?
He lives in a distant city. And that's all she says.
Dorian also lives in a distant city. I wonder if they know each other.
Can I be honest with you?
Yes.
I doubt that they know each other.
Different circles. I get it.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry to hear about this Dorian. Maybe you're
Thank
better
you.
off without him. You know everything happens for a reason.
Yes, I think this was the sign that I needed.
I think that you are a good woman, and you should meet my friend here. I'm sure she would like you as well. Mariah. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Is your name not Mariah when you're in costume? I forgot if you like have an alias while you change.
She looks at you when you say Mariah with like a
Sorry,
face.
it's hard for Lydia doesn't
I
lie,
think-
so she's
I-
like,
I think what she means is my name is Maria. It's nice to meet you.
oh,
Oh,
oh dear.
That sure enough is lots of purple.
yes. Oh, you remind me of someone you didn't grow up in Peccadillo, did you?
Peccadillo, no, can't you hear my accent? I'm from
Ah.
a distant place called well, it doesn't matter where I'm from. Where are you from? Have you grown up here your whole life? I'd love to be as fancy as you.
Thomas, this is a new
Yes.
this is a new accent, Thomas. I haven't heard this one.
Writes it down. Yep, definitely a new one, but I like it a lot.
Yes.
It's exquisite.
I also
She
like
she
it a lot.
holds her hand out like a real like a hard handshake buddy.
Gumption.
Yeah. Yeah, Lucille will take your hand. And I also want to hand you a lucky coin for that.
Yay!
Thrust her arm out. Put her there.
Yes.
Put 'em there,
Yes.
partner.
It shakes it way too hard. Like really gets in there. It's an approximation of what she thinks a handshake is.
Right. I dig it. Okay. Well, I do hope that you all enjoy the party. I still have to circulate a bit. You know how it is with these sorts of shindigs.
Yeah.
Gotta go perambulate and meet all your guests.
Yes, exactly. Perambulate.
That is a new Thomas. I think she just made up
It's a new
word.
one. I like that one a lot.
We'll
Writes it
actually
down.
write that down.
A friend of mine used to say that.
Oh.
And she'll start to walk away as she ponders.
I think
Right.
like the look that's on Mariah's face just stays there until one of you talks to her. Like she's like totally
Yeah,
just like,
I lean into you and I just say, excellent, genius, beautiful work.
oh my goodness, do you mean it? Do you mean it?
Oh,
That's a new
100%.
character. The new character is called Maria because our friend Lydia here does not know how to read the room, so to speak. You can read so many things, Maria, but not the room that I exist in. When I read it, Maria. It's fine. It's okay. It's all right. It's. I think we got through it together, though. Yes.
Can you explain why one needs to read a room? Can you? Was it?
Oh, yes. So this goes back to being lovely and your looks. So when you can read a room, you apparently don't offend people. I'm still learning how to do it. Sometimes I think I'm reading the room and then someone storms out in tears and it's apparently my fault. But I think that it is quite a skill. And, people
So-
expect you to read other things, though. Maybe you don't need it.
When I was a kindergarten teacher a couple years ago, a lot of the kids would, yes, a lot of the kids would run out. I was fired.
Oh, delightful. That's a
New fact about Lydia.
wonderful story.
So many questions I'm looking forward to asking later on.
Oh, yes.
How did you get
Please
the job? How was the
send-
interview
How did
process?
you get the job?
Send me your notes, Thomas. Please send me your notes.
Oh, definitely.
Great.
We'll cross-examine each other's notes. It'll be great. We'll make sure
yes.
we're lining up exactly where we need to.
I am a
Please,
scientific project to these two.
But also, I believe every word that you say. Though.
Yes, without question.
Like there are pages in this notebook that just say unequivocally true, no falsities, no falsehoods whatsoever, not possible.
Well,
The most honest person I know. Picture of Lydia.
Yep, it says that immediately with your name right next to it.
the dark
Honest to a
splotch.
fault.
Yes.
well, reading the room makes you lovely.
Well, it can. But having a gift or talent doesn't hurt either. And you're quite good at reading palms and telling futures and talking to those who have moved on from this mortal coil, yes?
Well, yes, I know the truth.
That's very powerful. Not everyone likes to hear the truth, though, I must warn you, especially the wealthy. So be careful in there.
Especially kindergartner parents.
That's true. You have been through the hellish fires of reality.
Yes, I have. But Victor always says that I am lovely, and I value his opinion above all.
I look at Thomas,
They are
and then I look back at you.
I can see the
They are
doubt
a
in your
wonderful
eyes.
gentleman.
I think that he has good taste, because I agree you are quite lovely.
Thank you.
I also
Now,
lean
shall
into both
we-
of you. It's like, and sometimes you can literally read a room, and I point to a sign that has actual text on it.
Quite good! Oh, look at you! Yay!
I'm learning.
Oh!
Look, Mom.
I would also say in the meantime, as this was happening too, if a waiter went by at all, Matt, I grabbed
Yeah.
2 drinks for both of them. It's like, here you go. Gotta look the part.
Well, thank you. Yes.
What is this drink?
That's the fun thing is oh God, I don't want to come up with that. I'm going to say the two of you, it's 2 different drinks depending on whatever the 2 of you want. It's exactly, I feel like it's exactly that.
It's a warm
Perfection.
cup of water.
It smells to me like this is a mid-range champagne.
Yeah.
Lydia doesn't want to cloud her mind at all. It's just water. It was
Then
room
I
temp, but it's
grab-
been in her hand so long that it is now warm.
Oh.
And I grab whatever tiny glass of whiskey I see. I just grab it and start casually
Great.
sipping.
Excellent.
Long work day.
Okay. So then, what do y'all want to do? Where do y'all want to go? You have a request to
Yeah.
talk up this Dexter fella, but
Oh, can we go? That's our goal, right? To make him look good.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, Lydia has a way with people. She'll go try to find. Can I go look for like whoever's looks like a bigwig, looks snazzy.
Yeah, so it'll
Yeah.
depend on where you would like to look. So there's the pool party area, there's a lounge, there's a restaurant area that's connected to the lounge area. There's the kitchen. There are quite a few possibilities. So whatever you think Lydia would think, oh, important people would go there. We can head over there.
Can I get? Is there any jazz playing at the lounge?
Yes.
Okay, that's where she would go.
Great. Great. Now, I have a question because we do have quite the aides and quite the understudies here. Would Mariah and Tom go with Lydia to the lounge?
I feel like I 100% would, but more just be like, I just want to make sure they're okay, and if they need anything, ready to help out. But also, I would definitely be assisting them with whatever they needed at that moment. But at the same time, if Mariah asked me to help them, I would immediately jump and go back and forth like a ping pong ball.
Okay.
I think Mariah stays a safe distance away. Like, obviously, Lydia. Obviously, our host, what is her name?
Lucille.
Obviously, Lucille already knows that, like, the 3 of us know each other.
Yeah.
But inside the party, people have no idea. So I think Lydia, I think I'm going to screw up my name all night. Mariah, I think, follows Tom and Lydia like a few paces behind. And wherever you go, like if you're in the lounge, she's like in the door, like in the doorway, right? Just kind of hovering outside. You know how people like stand in doorways and stuff to talk during parties? I think that's what she's doing, and kind of scanning the room for any eligible looking femmes who might want to dance, or gentlemen who might want to dance, because who knows what Dexter might be fancy to.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
Mm.
Excellent. In that case, as we head over towards the lounge, y'all would hear y'all would hear that jazz playing, and you would see that when you head to the lounge, it is set up in uh, almost like there's three cylinders. There's one area, that a circle area, that is like the dance floor. There's another one that's elevated where there's the stage. There's someone playing the saxophone. There's someone on the keys. Um, and there's another section where there are people seated at circular tables and booths that are dining. And it appears that it's just off from the kitchen area as well. Uh, this setup is very romantically lit. There's not a lot of light on the floor. There's a spotlight on the performers, but there's also lights along the walls to provide a romantic atmosphere.
Okay.
Now, as we go, Lydia, to find someone important, would you mind giving me a little? I'll let you choose between culture and etiquette or wit and sharp, as far as sussing out who might stand out to you.
I think culture and etiquette makes sense, so I will roll 3d6 and let's see. Oh, I got 1
Great.
6. I got 1 4 and a
Excellent.
6.
Excellent. So you would note that there's someone who is seated alone at a table, and this person has relatively plain looking clothes, but the manner at which he is jotting down notes, perhaps that speaks to you. He is wearing an orange button-up shirt, dark gray slacks, and he also has glasses of a more clear variety. But as he is noting things down, you see him like kind of perhaps taking a little bite of a risotto before him, and then you see him and then write down some more. But he is sitting alone.
And she goes over, and he's sitting. She goes to stand behind him.
As he's writing, you are gonna hear him say, perhaps feeling the aura that Lydia emanates from behind him. He's gonna say, "What do you want?"
Does he turn to look at her?
No, he's still like head down, scribbling, and perhaps after a moment, you see him like move his shoulders up to try to block, as though you're gonna cheat on his test or something.
Hello, you may not know my name, but in certain circles, I'm known as someone who has glimpsed beyond the veil.
And she goes to sit down next to him.
Lydia Thorne.
And he's gonna pause for a moment, and he's gonna finish writing. It'll probably take like 4 seconds of silence before he puts his pen down and says, "Lydia Thorne. So what do you do?"
Occultist by trade.
Occultist?
Esoteric scholar.
But what does that mean?
Are you dim-witted?
How dare you?
I'm sorry?
And she looks confused.
My name is Franklin P., and I am the most world-renowned critic in Peccadillo.
What do you critique, sir?
I critique restaurants, I critique cruises, I critique all manner of entertainment.
I can entertain you if you would like.
You want to give me a little persuasion, a bravado and persuasion?
Okay. Oh, I only have. Okay, let's see. Oh, I got a 6, a 3, and a 6.
Oh,
Yeah.
you've intrigued him, and he
Yep.
says, "Okay, show me what you got." Flip to a new page in his book.
Thomas, is Thomas nearby?
I am right there. I am nearby. So I'm like right next to you. Yes.
Please. And she's like, she takes a bowl or a cup or a teacup, anything like that. The ghost orchid oil, please. The obsidian dust.
Yep.
Tears of the Banshee.
Oh, that one, yes. Opens the bag, pulls
Ink
out
of
like
the-
a tiny vial.
Ink
Other
of the
tiny
abyss.
vial. Yep,
Ink of
another
the
tiny
abyss.
vial.
And this dark, like viscous fluid comes out as it secretes out of this bottle, and you see her start to. It has like a very potent smell to it as well.
Ooh.
What is your name? Tell me your name again, sir.
Franklin P.
Franklin. What is your last name? Tell me.
And he's gonna lean in and say, "You can keep a secret, right?"
Of course.
Pemberton.
Franklin Pemberton. And she says his name as like smoke starts to come up from her mixing the entire time as she was asking his name, and she inhales the smoke. I'm sorry about what your mother did 20 years ago.
What? No one knows about that.
I almost said his mother is like a murderer or something. I want it to be really wild, like something crazy. She did something crazy. I don't know what, but it was illegal. That's all I know.
Okay. Sounds good.
Pemberton? Is that what you said his last name was?
Yes. Yes.
Did you change your last name because of what she did?
Well, I was staying with her initially, but I was kind of on the fence. Do I stay with her or do I stay with my father? And he's so strict, but after that, I just figured I should go. I mean, it was more of a life of luxury, so why not?
Well, this is a nice night we're having. The jazz band is very nice. And I would like to tell you about my friend Dexter. That was his name, right, Thomas?
Yes. Wonderful person.
Yes. I believe my job here is done. And she stands up.
What about Dexter?
She
Are
sits
you
back
Dexter? Pointing to Tom.
down.
Oh no, my name is Tom. I do know a Dexter though. They're quite delightful.
Yes.
Okay.
Thomas, what was our goal again? Dexter.
I'm definitely leaning into it. It's like, make sure Dexter sounds good.
Sounds good.
It's a little anxious saying it.
Yes, yes. Dexter wanted me to tell you this fact because he's a
Okay.
great man.
Great man.
Yes. Did you know that jazz was once considered the music of rebellion because it was believed to summon spirits of freedom? Yes.
Oh.
Yes, this is from Dexter. Some said that the syncopated rhythms of could break the chains of the mind, allowing souls to slip free.
Huh.
And
Very
and you,
wise.
yes, yeah, a very wise man, Dexter is. So you remember that.
I will. And I'll say this, like perhaps as you're talking with Franklin,
Yeah.
there's a little bit more focus as you have a back and forth. But on Tom's part, as you've been the perfect assistant, you might notice what Franklin is writing. And what he's writing about Dexter is Dexter, great man, uh, keep him on the staff.
Oh,
So,
Noted.
with that, I'm going to pan over to Mariah. Mariah, from where you are, uh, are you just keeping an eye on that table, or do you have another goal? Is there anyone in particular? You had mentioned that you were looking for any sort of any person who might be eligible. There is someone.
Oh.
Uh, there's a gentleman that is seated on the ground at the dance floor in the corner. He has kind of like messy longer hair. He's also dressed in a black suit jacket and white button-up shirt, but it is not very well suited for his body. It's almost like if you had like a hand-me-down from your parent. And so it's kind of fitting a bit loose on him. He's got a bottle that he keeps like drinking from, and he looks very sad.
I think Mariah kind of stares at him, looks back at the table where Lydia and Tom are, sees that the man they're speaking to is not crying, decides that that's enough, and then like looks back at this person on the floor. Do they look like they are a member of staff, or do they look like they might be like? I mean, I guess the hand-me-downs tell me that he's not related to the woman whose ship we're on. He's probably a member of staff.
I will say this, as far as the clothing is concerned,
Mhm.
his clothes do not match that of the staff. The
Okay.
staff, I'm sorry, I didn't mention this before. The staff are wearing black button-up shirts, vests that are gray with pinstripes, and black slacks. And this
Okay.
guy does not have a vest.
I go over to him, and I think I like snap my fingers at someone who is sitting like at a table nearby to like be like a seat, like ahem.
Wow.
And when they set the chair down, I sit on the chair next to this downtrodden person. Excuse me.
Oh, hello there.
You quite all right?
No. I'm having a hard time of it.
Oh no. What's making you sad? You had a lovely party, albeit on a small vessel. Why are you so upset?
Why don't you give me a bravado and persuasion?
Okay.
Brian's like
while
the bless your heart type Southern charm. That's like
Yes.
thinly veiled condescension.
Yes. 2 6s.
Oh my gosh. 2 6s. Great. So, and amidst the successes, we got a raid. Galaxy
Woo!
Fest. Thank you
Hey!
so much for the raid. You're
Welcome,
wonderful.
Raiders.
Oh my goodness. So with your 2 6s, this gentleman is gonna look up to you. You'll see that he's got fresh tears continuously coming down his face, and he's gonna say, "Well, what what do you say to something like this?" And I'm gonna share another little handout if you wouldn't mind reading this out loud for me, Candace.
It says, "Dear Dorian, I no longer wish to see you anymore. I found another lover, one more suitable to my station. You never were high enough class for me. Please remove yourself from my... For never yours, Lucille."
Oh, I'm saving this for my next breakup.
Terrible. That was very spicy.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Please remove yourself from my life.
I don't think we needed to go so hard,
Yeah,
Lucille.
that is. Put the knife in, she twisted it.
Yes.
Respect a little bit, actually.
I say,
Honestly, yeah, just a little bit of respect.
I think like Mariah reads it first, like one time through, and like struggles not to chuckle, but is able to like muscle it down. And then is like collects herself and says, "I do say this seems rather out of order. This is quite strong language for a young man who appears to be so sensitive."
Well, I just don't know what to do right now. Every night I think everything's going fine. And he's gonna like take out from a pocket just a little box. I thought tonight I could pop the question.
Oh,
A
And then I
marriage.
get this letter.
oh no.
Oh no. That's so tragic. Well, have you considered that perhaps your lady love might be I don't know, under the spell or thrall of someone else at this party? Have you thought about maybe making her jealous?
But how could I make her jealous? She found someone more suitable to her station.
I mean, there's plenty of rich widows you could be speaking to at this very moment. There's one right over there. And she like points. And there's like a lady with like bouncers, I imagine. And she looks like she's probably up there in years. Look at her. She's doing absolutely nothing. You could ask her to dance.
He's not even gonna look at who you're pointing at, and he's just gonna shake his head and say, "There's no one else for me."
Yes, well, as misguided as that is, I will say that sitting on the floor like some kind of loaf is not attractive, especially not to a wealthy lady, or so I've heard. I don't really know what they like. Who knows what they like? So fickle. Anyway,
Women.
I would like to maybe suggest that you, you get a little assistance. I have it on good authority that someone on Lucille's staff is actually quite talented at getting their way. Not by nefarious means, just by being an S-tier, A-level chap. Their name is Dexter, actually. And I believe that if I were to entrust your secret to Dexter, perhaps he could talk her around to seeing your side of things.
Yeah, I met Dexter. He seems like a good enough chap.
Did you?
Yeah.
Lovely, right? Shakes like a leaf in the breeze, but also very well meaning.
You know what? I think that'll help. Thank you. What was your name?
My name is Maria. I'm using this accent to try and fit in among the elite, but actually I'm from some other place, so don't tell anyone.
Oh,
I'm doing everything I can to not stick out like a sore digit. But
right.
can I give you a little bit of advice?
Yeah.
I think Mariah kind of looks up into his face, takes like a little powdered and tissue out of her bag and like blots his face, grabs like fingers and kind of like shakes them through his hair to like rearrange it a little bit, and then takes like one of her many excessive scarves that she has on her and puts it like kind of around his neck to give him like a very kind of like chic, more kind of rich playboy look.
Mhm.
I am using good taste, my scene cue.
Oh.
And it says, you offer your aesthetic perspective, whether it was asked for or not. Your advice is invaluable in making something infinitely more appealing. So I spruce him up real good.
Oh,
And then I say,
great.
now, you need to, instead of sitting on the floor, go and stand by the band, just swaying, like you haven't a care in the world. I know it's difficult. Your heart is rather broken. This might be your last night of excitement if all goes wrong. So party like it, yes?
Yeah, you're right. You know, I just wish, and here, because you used a scene cue, I'm going to give you a little bit extra information here. For those of you new to Flabbergasted, scene cues are like our
Ooh.
special abilities to get past obstacles or accomplish something. And I feel like you put in a lot of resources to try to get Dorian back on his feet. And so he is going to say, yeah, when she invited me, I was supposed to be strong for her, and I'm not being strong now, but I guess since, and like he'll point to the breakup letter. Since that happened, I guess she doesn't need my help with the Baron. I suppose perhaps she's thinking of making the sale regardless.
Yes, that does sound like dire straits. I know nothing about money, but a baron does sound very fancy. You know,
Yeah.
why don't you stay close? Don't swan off or leave early. We want to see this kind of thing.
Yeah, of course. And like he'll nod and he'll stand, but then as he does, and I would say from your perspective as well, Lydia and Tom, perhaps after wrapping things up with Franklin, you look over to where Mariah is, and this gentleman stands up next to Mariah and then hides behind Mariah. As Mariah, you see an older gentleman walk in. He has he's bald up top. He has hair on the sides. It's gray. He has a gray mustache, gray beard. He's dressed in like this black jacket that has like military regalia. And you would hear behind you, Mariah. It's him. It's Baron Pemberton.
Baron Pemberton. Well, there's no use hiding behind me. What is that going to do for you?
He's intimidating.
Listen, can I be real, frank with you?
Yeah.
I am but a lowly, simple actor. And I've done hours, countless hours, studying, wealthy and upper class. And I must say, cowering is that of, well, it's something poor people do. I say this only because a rich person can't afford, literally, to look as though they are not in a position of power all of the time, even if they are not in a position of power presently. So, I believe the term is fake it till you make it. Straighten your back up. Yes, okay. Yes, right.
Yeah.
Shoulders forward. Lift your neck, your chin. Bear your regal
All right.
countenance. And again, go stand over by the band. No one's going to speak to you. It's entirely too loud over there. Just drink modestly, and I'll see what I can do.
Great. And with that pep talk, he is going to go stand a little bit more confidently in front of the band. And in this moment, with us having secured a bit of information from our Franklin P, as well as from Dorian, we are going to head over to our break. So, y'all,
Yay!
thank
Okay.
y'all so much for tuning in. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Bye.
Okay, see you soon. See you in a sec.
One. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Tales of Initiative channel. We are rocking and rolling with some Flabbergasted, and we'll see if a wonderful cast of characters are able to help this Dexter in making a good impression as he's trying to secure this position. So at this point, well, we gathered some information from a Franklin P. We met a Dorian who seemed distraught, but now a bit more confident after encountering Mariah. I would like to pitch it over now to Tom, because Tom, I mean, you had followed Lydia over to Franklin P's table as Mariah went to speak with Dorian. Tom, is there anything in particular that you would like to do right now, or you would be keeping an eye out for?
I think what I want to do, because I think this would be fun, is I'm kind of letting both of them be by themselves, and I'm going to use my scene cue, unseen and unnoticed, where it basically is, you know that most residents don't pay you much attention. You can quickly blend into your surroundings and move about while avoiding detection. So my whole thing is I am kind of just blending in, and if they have something that they need at a moment's notice, I'm just going to come out of nowhere. But it's not one of those like, oh, where did you come from? It's more like, oh, thank you. Just perfect timing as always. Like, that's exactly what I'm here for.
Classic Tom. Okay.
But also 100% taking notes for both Mariah, but also for Lydia. Just being like, yep, whatever they need notes on, I'm watching and listening. I got everything they need.
Great. In that case, you'll be able to do that, no problem, to be able to blend in and slip in whenever needed. But I'm also going to give you a little bit of detail, because you are in the section with the restaurants, with the people dining, that's fairly close to the kitchen. You would overhear someone say,
Oh.
I can't believe someone spilled all the beef stock. What are we going to do?
I'd probably just keep listening in and hear if anything else gets said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you would ascertain is that people seem to be like trying to pass the blame onto each other, and they settle on a newbie, someone by the name of Robert.
You know what? I would probably stop taking notes for the two of them and kind of politely walk over. It's like, excuse me, I apologize for having done this, but I was kind of overhearing that you were having a little bit of a fiasco, as it were. Something happened.
Yeah. We had everything prepared, and then the new guy was handling the container filled with all of our prized beef stock and just spilled it on the ground.
Oh no, that's definitely not a good thing to have happen at a party. I might be able to help you out. And can I use another scene cue?
Oh my gosh! Yes!
Whims and fancies. You're used to fulfilling unreasonable requests on a whim. No matter the time or place, you know just where to go to find what you need. You get to create the NPC you need at that moment and place them in the city.
Great. Excellent.
Perfect.
I feel like I would just, because of like, maybe it's just because of, working as like both for two different jobs. Actually, that's the best way to put it. Maybe because of my front of house work at the theater, I have had to deal with, to be polite, unreasonable requests from actors and crew. Because you never know. You just want to make sure everyone's being catered to and gets what they need. So maybe there has been a food request here and there where it's like someone wants something for dinner or whatnot and they're not able to get it at that moment. I would know the exact person to get it, and that's who I would be somehow maybe be able to put them in contact with in the city, who could probably get there pretty quickly.
Fantastic. Okay.
As a party without good food is not a good party. You need to make sure the food is good,
Got that right.
especially for
Absolutely.
Dexter.
Okay, in this case, I will say that like you're able to contact this clandestine cook, and they're able to communicate with the kitchen staff and secure a delivery of also very high quality three-star restaurant beef stock. And if you don't mind, there will be a little bit of a payoff a little bit later on that, as it would take some time for them to deliver it over here. But um, as you put out that fire, I would like to know what Lydia and Mariah are up to.
Mariah has beelined over to give you the lowdown about this piece of paper. Obviously, not having seen the one that Lucille showed Lydia.
Ah,
So I make a beeline to you, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I didn't realize, but Lydia has a gentleman called Dorian, and apparently she broke his heart tonight. Can you believe that? I think we should have Dexter save the day and reunite them somehow, but I don't know what to do.
Wait a minute. You are talking quite quickly. You said Dorian.
Yes.
Can I see the letter?
Would I have been able to take that from him?
Yes, I will in fact say that when Lucille showed Lydia the letter, she didn't want it anymore. So
Cool.
both of you have the letters.
Yeah, I hand it to you.
Ah. And then she reaches into her pocket and takes out a very similar letter and hands it to you.
What
do you make
is
of-
the game?
What do you make of this?
I don't know, but the extra tidbit of information I have is that someone, Baron Pemberton, is trying to buy something of substance from Lucille.
So he's
Baron Pemberton.
so he's an
Why
important
does-
man. Yes?
I believe he's important. I mean, he's a baron. But Pemberton.
Oh,
Shouldn't I know that name?
in fact, I do know that name.
You do.
Yes, I know many names. Are you surprised?
Well, I mean, of the deceased, yes, but not living.
I- Touche. But I do know of a living Pemberton. Actually, that man at the table there.
What?
Let me point to the man I was just talking. It's related. Yes.
I should say, I don't think I've ever quite felt as though I've stepped in it.
Stepped in a what?
Stepped in it.
Ah,
You know, it. She does an exaggerated wink at you.
I prefer you to speak plainly.
Well, you know when you're walking through the park, and unfortunately you're without a driver, a governess,
Yes.
or anyone to assist, and you step in something unfortunate because someone didn't have their dog walker appropriately pick up after the animal. That's what it feels like right now. Like we're stepping in the middle of some kind of excrement, if you will.
Huh, interesting. I've never stepped in it. I have used it for certain rituals before, but never stepped in it. I believe we should talk to this bear. Please don't write that down. Ah, yes. Okay, but I do believe we should talk to this baron. He's important, and our goal here is to talk to important people for our new friend Dexter,
That's true.
right?
Well, I've already given out a recommendation to the young man. Dor, doesn't he look, well, not handsome, but almost, huh?
I am faithful to one man and one man alone. A human
Yes,
man.
all right. Well, take it on my good authority. He looks quite good. Where is Dexter? Have you seen where he's got to?
He told us not to talk to him.
I look
Remember?
around. Do I see Dexter anywhere?
Yeah.
So Dexter is running around a lot.
Okay.
I would say that perhaps shortly after Tom overheard the situation with the stock, Dexter runs in there. And then he runs out, and you see like the front of his clothes is visibly very wet. And he looks a little bit bruised. And then he'll run out to where the pool party is. And it's like you've seen him like very frazzled. His hair is getting a little bit like poofier as he's continuously running his hands through it, trying to deal with the stress.
Are you sure we should be saving him from not having this job? Because it seems like perhaps it's not a good.
If we help him, we get money. Do you understand?
Yes, well, that is quite a strong argument.
Yes. And if I can be quite candid with you, over the years, it's been hard to keep a job. People find, I've been told, off-putting.
Mariah immediately takes your hand as you're like telling the story of how off-putting you are, and is like holding it close and looking at you. Their eyes are like welling with tears.
Oh, God.
How could anyone think that of you?
You don't need to
You
cry.
have been essential to my success as an actor.
Thank you.
How? Why?
The world is a conundrum, dear.
It sure is. Maybe we need to get on the job for you next, after we fix Dexter.
I would appreciate the help, actually. But we need money.
She perks up so much when you say that you'd appreciate the help. Like, you can see like the computation behind her eye of like, we could do this and we could do that, and a haircut. And oh, what about the dresses? Like all these plans that are going.
As you go off, she like, I fear what I have done. As she like turns her head to go start looking for the Baron or wherever he went.
Oh, excuse me. Yes. Lead on.
You will come with me, yes?
I won't speak unless spoken. I understand you want to take lead. I'm just here to document the experience, especially because, I know Thomas has done a lot of taking notes for me, so I shall return the favor.
Yes, well, I have a way with people. Follow my lead.
And she's going to make her wherever he's at.
Okay, he's not super far away at this point. Like he would have he as he had approached the dance floor, he kind of like swerves off to head into the restaurant. And Tom, from where you are, as you're like, keeping an eye out to see if anyone needs anything, you would note very noticeably that this man, this older gentleman with the military regalia and the gray mustache and beard, as he steps into the restaurant area, looks in the direction of the gentleman that Lydia had spoken to, and then walks somewhere else, sitting perhaps at the table furthest from where Franklin P. had sat. So, y'all heading back into the restaurant area to approach the Baron. Okay.
Yes.
He is seated alone at a circular table, and how would you like to make your approach?
She just goes and pulls out a chair and sits next to him. That's how she starts it off.
Great. In that case,
Outstanding.
Who are you?
Lydia Thorne, at your service. If you're brave enough to seek answers to questions most wouldn't dare ask.
I am brave enough to ask questions most people wouldn't dare seek.
Interesting.
Yes.
And she does look interested. Or you see like an eyebrow raised. She's like, well, nobody usually answers like that.
And is Mariah next to Lydia at this point?
Yes, Mariah has taken a seat next to Lydia, away from the Baron, and has her head sort of like down and is just kind of absently like writing notes, trying not to look like
Oh.
she's like involved, but just sort of there.
Okay. Are you okay? There is someone, if you don't mind, there is someone sitting at a table, at that table, who is gonna be like, "Hi,
Me?
yes,
Hello, my name is Maria. How are you doing?
it's nice to meet you. My name is Patrice.
Patrice, that's a lovely name. How who do you know at this party?
Just my friend Robert.
Robert.
Yeah.
Are you hanging
guess
out with Robert? Are they am I taking his seat?
No. He's got a job to do. But
Oh,
I guess
he's
I know one
working.
more. Yeah, I know one more person now. You.
You do, yes. My name is. It's nice to meet you. I'm from out of town. I have family.
Oh, I also have family.
So tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm sorry. My friend usually does most of the talking for us. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
The wrong thing. That's for wealthy people, not for people like us.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Yeah, we're trying to get into a secret club.
A secret club. That sounds really mysterious and interesting. How many people are they trying to let in at once? Maybe I could join the club.
I'll talk with Robert and see if we can get you in too. And I'm gonna pan over real quick, Lydia, as your friend is engaged in a conversation at the table next to you. The Baron says, "So tell me, what brings you to this party?"
I was invited by a new friend. And what brings you here, sir?
Well, I heard that the proprietor might be selling this ship soon.
And you would like to purchase it?
Yes, for the right price.
Have you ever noticed how some places feel heavier? Like the air is thick?
Yes.
She leans in.
Yes, I have. You seem
not-
quite well. Oh, go ahead.
That's not your imagination, my good man. It's the residue of something or someone that hasn't fully left. Are you sure you want to purchase this ship?
And he ponders for a moment, and he will take out a little notepad.
Everybody wants to study me. Just taking notes.
And I will tell you that he is writing a few things. If you wouldn't mind giving me a little perhaps culture and etiquette, or perhaps wit and sharp, depending on how many successes you get, I might be able to tell you what else is on this page.
I'll roll wit and sharp. Why not? 1 6. I got 3 6 and a 2. Yeah. Woo.
Okay, a success will give you one bit of information. If you perhaps would like to,
I have it.
Coin.
What? Oh, will the coin do that?
Or scene cue. I mean, you can attempt. The coin is a 50-50 chance.
Oh, okay.
Or you could use a scene cue if you want 2 more bits of information.
I will use a scene cue.
Okay.
I am someone who has extraordinary help. I have a network of
Oh.
strange characters, and they're willing to help me out when I need it.
Great.
I would call out them.
Excellent.
Well, actually, I didn't fail a roll though, because it says I automatically succeed. There's another one where I automatically succeed.
Yeah, I would say
Did
you
I do
don't
that
have
one?
to worry about the fail roll. You could use
Okay.
this to just get another success.
The extraordinary help?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yes,
Do you have someone in mind?
Maybe. His name is Victor. He's a
Oh.
specter.
Okay. Okay.
But he doesn't, I'm going to say Victor is a specter, but looks completely human until you touch him. So he looks very corporeal.
Okay.
So
Great.
if he can come in somehow and help,
Yeah. Yeah.
that would be nice.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
in this case, I'll say that Victor appears and perhaps
Yeah.
notices what's going on.
He's this very handsome man, Idris Elba-esque. Listen, I could create whoever I want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just very, very tall, has a lot of 1920s confidence and swagger as he comes in. 3-piece suit that has like a ducktail, comes in, has his hat and gloves on. And he comes walking in very confidently.
Yeah. So he's going to walk up, and the Baron is gonna notice him.
Yeah.
And the Baron is gonna say, is the job done? And Victor, though perhaps not affiliated with what he's talking about,
Yeah.
is going to do like a little gesture, and the Baron is gonna say, I'm sorry, give me one moment. And he'll get up and walk away from the table, and you'll have plenty of time to see on the paper several pieces of information.
Oh.
Yes.
Thank you, Victor.
First off, you're going to see that it seems that the Baron has an inn with the Moirai Society, which is one of the secret societies that are not above doing some underhanded things for the right price.
Okay.
And there are 2 names that are written as contacts there. There's Robert L'Éponge, and there's Patrice L'Étoile.
That's his name?
Also,
Really?
yes.
Really?
There's also
Wow,
there's
I didn't know you're getting that goofy. Okay.
there's also a detail of there's a small piece of parchment that is like, it's kind of wedged between the pages, and I'm gonna share with you, and if you wouldn't mind, there is
That's
a
funny.
little piece of paper.
There is Franklin E. Huh. Do you want me to read this out loud? Or?
Yes, please do.
Regarding the SS Light, as a seasoned professional and expert in all things upper class, I cannot in good conscience give the SS Light much more than a mediocre grade. Frankly, it's more fitting as a cargo vessel than a passenger ship. Anyone who would offer anywhere close to market value would be a fool. Fair and honest, Franklin P. No, I'm sure my good friend Mariah would agree.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with these bits of detail. I'm also going to give you one more thing. I've given you 2 bits of information so far. You used a scene cue. I'll give you one more.
Okay.
The paper quality is astounding. It's what they know they call rag paper. And perhaps now with his notebook open, you can compare this piece of paper as well as the 2 breakup letters as both all being written on rag paper, which signifies 100% cotton or linen as opposed to a mixture of cotton, linen, and cellulose. The higher the percentage, the higher the quality, the more expensive it is. And it's all the same quality.
I'll lean over. Mariah, tap you on the shoulder.
Yes?
Oh, it's Maria?
Yes. How can I help you? This is my friend Patrice, my new friend.
Hi.
Oh my God. Now the accent makes sense. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, okay.
This is your new friend.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had some pretty good conversation. They were just telling me about a really cool club they're trying to join. It's like a so don't tell nobody.
Uh-huh. Can I pull you to the side for some girl talk?
Hey, Patrice, remember you said you have a friend that does all your talking for you? Well,
Yeah.
I'm that friend for Lydia. So just give me just one shake of a lamb's tail.
Okay. Go ahead.
This man is terribly dull. Why have you stuck me with him?
What's that? I don't know. Listen, I believe there's something off about this entire party. Do you not agree?
I mean,
Can
it
you-
does seem rather tacky, if you ask me.
This would be a situation where you read the room, yes?
Yes. Oh my goodness, look at you.
Yes, thank you.
It's wonderful.
I am an academic after all. But there is another piece of paper on the table to my left by the man I was talking to, the Baron. This is no ordinary paper, though. This is very rare, and it's the same paper that Lucille used and Dorian used. So what is going on?
Oh my goodness. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I recognize that sometimes what I say could be construed as a little bit of an exaggeration. A little bit. But you know, I wouldn't say that a cargo vessel. That's a lot even for me. It seems like someone is trying to play what is it that ordinary children do when they're it's called spanks or flanks or
When I was around the children, they ran away from me.
I understand that. I paid them to come back, but I understand you had much more modest beginning. Pranks, pranks, pranks. Pranks are what they do when they're trying to tell jokes. They're trying to be mischievous.
I would like to circle back to a thing you said. Did you just call me poor?
No, I said you had modest beginning.
And she's just, her eyes squint at you. Modest, yes. Well, this is why we need money, okay? This is why we're here.
I quite agree.
Now, this is a cargo vessel, according to this Franklin P.
Isn't that who you said you were speaking to in the other room?
Yes, I spoke to him. Oh, he is a critic. He critiques things, I think, is what he said.
He critiques things, but his last name was P?
Pemberton. I feel he's related to this Baron, this man I was talking to.
But the Baron is supposed to be buying this boat from Lucille. As a matter of fact, our Paul Dorian said that he was hoping she wouldn't sell it to the Baron.
For whatever reason, she is, and I think she's trying to sell it for far more than what it's worth. But listen, our job is not this. We are not street side gossips, are we?
Heavens, no. I mean, tea parlor gossip, maybe, but certainly not streets.
This is nothing more than street side gossip, and we are here to do a job and get money. And this is all quite strange, but it's no of import for me. Do you understand?
I do understand. Do you think we might perhaps tell Dexter that he should take both of these letters, perhaps all three of them, over to Lucille and allow her to uncover the... Because the point here is to make sure that he is kept on staff for as long as not.
We could give him all the letters and he can use it. I won't say blackmail if you don't.
Oh, never, never. No, I don't have that in my vocabulary. It's simply a paid favor.
Exactly. If we do approach her again, we can get the truth out of her, I think. One of them is lying, either this Dorian fellow or Lucille. I don't care.
I mean, he seemed quite broken-hearted. He was crying in public, in front of people, sitting on the floor, as it were.
I agree. I think crying in public is I don't want to say pathetic because it's quite, but I haven't cried since I was 16. Now,
This is why we're friends. We have a deep understanding of one another.
Okay. I think we should talk to Lucille and get the truth out of her, no matter the cost.
I quite agree.
Should we bring-
Wait. It mustn't cost the job of our Dexter friend.
Right. It's okay. I have a backup plan if anything should go awry.
Where is Thomas?
And
then Thomas.
As you say that, I just appear immediately. Like, the minute you clap, I'm just already there. And it's
Always
just one
there
of those
when
things.
we need him.
Yeah, I heard everything. I agree, and I concur.
You heard everything.
Wonderful, yes.
I even have extensive notes exactly as it was said. Yep, 100%. Sorry, I was helping out with spilled beef.
I think in another
Like,
life you were.
Spilled beef.
I say that, and I'm like, probably not the most tactful wording to put there, but that's exactly as it was said to me.
I think in another life you were a stenographer, Thomas.
Ooh, that sounds exciting for travel. I love that.
Yes. Now we must go find Dexter. His life is in danger.
Okay, so you'd see Dexter. I mean, he's running about, and he actually approaches where y'all are. Though, I mean, he kind of sees you, and he does like a knowing nod before he runs up on Patrice and grabs his arm and says, I can't believe that you would do such a thing, you and your friend. And Patrice is like, Robert, help. But Dexter is right there. What do y'all want to do?
Dexter, I don't know how you know this ruffian, but something is afoot. Lydia, tell him about the papers. Tell him about the papers. They're not going to believe me.
I'll recount everything about the
Great.
papers and the quality and everything about Lucille and Dorian and the Baron and the price of the ship and all that. Yeah.
But
And to help you out, I'll even take out the notebook that has all the stuff you've found out written on it too. Just so there's actual written proof as well, along with the other written proof. There's more proof upon proof.
You're quite
But-
good.
But the sale is happening right now in the ballroom. We have to go.
Now, dear friend Dexter, is that our responsibility or is it yours?
I was about to say the same thing.
I mean, I guess I could probably explain it well to them. That'll probably go over well.
Go
Right,
save
I'll
the
give it a
day.
shot.
I will be there looking on.
You'll be there. Thank you.
Yes, I will be in the background. Perhaps I shall introduce you. I will introduce you, yes.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Shall we?
Lead on.
And he's
Would you
gonna
like me?
start-
Would you like me to pray
Yes.
for you before you go?
Yeah. Okay.
Can't hurt.
A prayer of confidence.
Yes.
When we get into that room, I want to use my good taste one more time because I put 2 in it
Oh, nice.
Hey.
for my scene cue.
Hey,
Let's go.
love that.
And I give my introduction and I say something flowery. Hello, I understand you're here trying to do business or whatever it is you have going on here in clandestine moments beneath the shadow of darkness and night. But I would like to introduce someone who has something to say. Introducing the best employee of whatever this business is called that Lucille runs or whatever. Dexter! And then like I bow and kind of do one of these type of things. And I think as she steps back to join the rest of her friends, she realizes Lucille is and she absolutely and it's
She
just
realizes what? Could you say that again? Sorry.
like she realizes she has not used her accent. So she
Well,
just like
okay.
casually
go.
steps behind her friends
Okay.
and like lets the words hang in the air of like how one it just kind of goes.
Nope.
Great. So, in that moment, like, it's silent for a few beats. And then everyone, it's a cacophony of people yelling. At the moment, it seems like the Baron is angry. And Lucille is, dare I say, flabbergasted.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, he said the thing.
recognizing the voice. You would also see from behind a potted plant, Dorian jumps out.
Well, oh,
And he's like, yeah, Lucille, you can't sell it. And Dexter takes out the papers and like he kind of fumbles them and they all fall to the ground. And everyone there looks at the papers and the Baron is the first to speak. And he says, I can't believe that boy. And you would hear just a little squeak from around the corner as Franklin P just kind of
God.
whimpers like a but with this chaos, Dexter, with all of y'all's vote of confidence, he almost has enough gumption until he reaches a hand out. And in that moment, I will say this, and this is how I'm going to try to pay off your scene cue from before, Nate. When you were able to secure the stock, it allowed the staff here to all work again as a well-oiled machine so that everyone has drinks for everyone at the right time. And as Dexter reaches out a hand, he's able to grab hold of a little bit of liquid courage, take a swig, and explain the situation. And with the bits of evidence here, well, as far as the sale goes, there are a few details here in that the review, the Franklin P, after having been perhaps subjected to the anger of his father, confesses to having written the breakup letters.
Oh,
And of course, having
Oh.
written the review in an effort to try to tank the price. Additionally, and I'll say this, Victor is going to whisper in Lydia's ear, and he's going to say that, I noticed something else. What he wrote about potential ghosts here. he thought it might reduce the price even more if it were haunted. And with these bits of evidence laid out,
Yep.
Lucille looks to the Baron and says, no deal. And Dorian goes up to Lucille and says, I shouldn't have believed that letter. And she says, neither should I. And in that moment, with Lydia perhaps whispering, Dorian's like, right. And he'll take out the little box, go down on one knee, and that is where we end our session, y'all.
What?
Thank y'all so much. Y'all have been absolutely incredible. We are so close to time. So I'm gonna have each of our cast say who they are, who they've been tonight, as well as where you can find them in the same order as before. Let's start things off with Nate with Candace on deck.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nate. I played Thomas Lowell, the staff. That was a lot of fun. It's always fun getting to play Flabbergasted when Matt runs it. It's always a great time. And also the jokes are always those, oh my God, I can't believe you pulled that off, Matt. A+. It's always good, always. If you want to find me online, I'm primarily on Instagram at IndieNate, INDIE Nate. And that's it for me. Don't got anything else coming up at the moment. So thank you for having me. It was a blast.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nate. Let's go over to Candace with Maia on deck.
Hello, everybody. I have been Candace the Magnificent. I played Mariah Smoke. Please feel free to check me out or give me a follow on Twitter and Blue Sky at the Candace Marie. Pretty much everywhere else you can find me at Candace the Magnificent. At some point, I will be on my Twitch channel streaming ukulele covers this month for Hispanic Heritage Month. And check me out next month. I will be, this is kind of a secret, it hasn't been announced yet, but next month you can catch me in The City of the Black Rose, Herald of Shadows, the new AP from Three Black Halflings.
Oh,
So, yeah.
That's so
Thank you.
cool.
Thank you. I'm very
gotta
excited.
look that up. Gotta look that up.
Guys, thank you so much for being here, Candace.
Yeah.
Best time.
Let's jump over to Maia.
Yes, I agree. This was great, and this, at least for me, this is the first time playing with everybody here, and I think it was great. I think we kind of flowed off each other perfectly. It was so much fun. Would definitely play with all of you guys again. But yes, my name's Maia. On Twitter and Blue Sky, it's Maia's Game Room. If you want to find out more about me and what I'm running as well. But yeah, had a really great time. Thanks again for inviting me, Matt. This was really fun.
Of course. Phenomenal. Y'all are absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much for sharing the table with me. I'm truly blessed. So y'all, I'm Matt. I have been your GM this evening, and y'all, look, tomorrow, Vangalia, be there, Tales of Initiative. But to make sure we close everything off on time, oh my gosh, I forgot the thing. The thing. Y'all say, are y'all ready for some more tales? And everyone say yes, please. Always.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes, please. Always and forever,
Yes, please.
Tales.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Bye.
Lydia's going to get married to Victor.